back. Mali will be taking the corner kick. Lawrence, they've done 50 minutes, close to 50 minutes so far. No goal from either side.
Yeah, and it's a very difficult game for both sides. They are all trying. In fact, it's been an even game, a game of equals. We've not seen one-sided play. The Malians are playing so well. They are also not sitting back. In fact, they've opened the game trying to also, cause some problems for the defensive line of the Senegalese. Whenever the Senegalese also retain possession, they also have total control and trying to make a lot of problems, create some decent chances for themselves against the Malians. So it's been a very balanced game between these two. They are all showcasing what they have under their sleeves, and it's been an interesting game so far in the first 15 minutes.
All right, so it's been an interesting game so far in the first 15 minutes. But it will be interesting to see whether we'll get a goal in the first 45 minutes or not. Sadio Mane, a lot of youngsters in this particular AFCON who are making a name for themselves. But Mali, so far, 71% possession for Senegal, and they are still controlling the game from the back. The Lions of Teranga, they've never lost a competitive game to Mali, but can they redeem themselves? Khalid Koulibaly, Idrissa Gana Gueye, Sadio Mane, and Benjamin Mendy, and Diatta. These were the only players in the AFCON winning team for the Teranga Lions when they won the competition in 2021 in Cameroon. And there comes Senegal again. But Diaby clears his lines with perfection. Now the Malians, Sinayoko, is battling with Niakite. But Diop is coming. He's trying to find Ndiaye. Ndiaye couldn't get to the ball, and it will be a welcome goal kick for the Eagles. Welcome goal kick for the Eagles. And AFCON always comes with a different flavor because the fans are always ready. They are always ready to fight with their team. The game has been halted because goalkeeper Kamara, no Diarra rather, needs urgent medical attention. Will it be a big blow if Mali lose Diarra?
Well, it will be a very big blow, and he has been the standout guy in between the two stakes, manning the post for them, and we've seen his quality in between the two stakes, his anticipation, and also some of the crucial moments he has aided his national team Mali from conceding. I think he's one of the most important guys around for the Malian national team, playing straight in the Tanzanian league for Yanga. In fact, he's one of the fine goalkeepers on the shores of Africa. You cannot mention Rodwin Williams, Eshnawi, and the likes without bringing in a certain Diarra. He has been a key figure for young Africans in the Champions League, in the CAF Interclub competition, and also for the Malian national team. He was around when they were playing in the World Cup qualifiers and also the AFCON qualification. And currently, he has depicted what he has under his sleeves when manning the post for, the Malians. So it's good that he's back on his feet and now trying to, start everything for the Malian national team. He's one of the few important players around, and they could never afford to lose his service.
They can never afford to lose his service, but Diarra is up on his feet. And now Senegal nearly Benjamin Mendy nearly committed a blunder by Senegal. The control and the ability to beat the Malian press with ease has been impressive so far for the Lions of Teranga. But now they have to do more than to dominate. They've been one of the best teams in the tournament alongside the Super Eagles of Nigeria so far. Very flamboyant in the games they've played. They've kept 2 clean sheets, beating Botswana by 3-0, drawing 1-1 with Congo, beating Benin in their final group stages, and Senegal is coming again inside the 18-yard box. But the youngster, Gay, couldn't whip the ball inside the box or into the goal area. But the build-up was solid. But the final connection was not proper for Gay.
Yeah, that was one brilliant moment. I mean, the Senegalese created for themselves, of which they were unable to finalize it, to have found the back of the net to, take the lead after 21 minutes of action. But that was a great movement there, a very good initiative they made there to, of course, a major problem for the Malians defense.
If you're just watching us, you can drop your prediction. You want to watch live picture, please. We don't have the right to show the game. We can only do commentary. So bear with us. Teranga Lions of Senegal up against Mali. 2 teams who have done a lot on the continent. But for Mali, no silverware. They've never won anything on the continent. But now, they are hoping that this crop of players can change their fortunes, because Senegal got their hands on the trophy in 2021. Can Mali do the same, or their story in this tournament ends tonight?
Well, I think they are gradually making progress and trying to, get closer to winning the AFCON trophy. And in their last participation, clearly they are making progress comparatively to their previous and what their previous leaders have done for the national team. So they are trying as and when the competition also comes in. And looking at how they've been performing, they made their round of 16 appearance in 2019. That was in Egypt, where eventually Algeria won the competition. They made it into the round of 16. And of course, 2021 in Cameroon, they also made it into the round of 16. And the last edition that was held in Ivory Coast, they were in the quarterfinals. And that was when Coach Eric made his substitution. And of course, it cost them at the end of the day, having, taking the lead in the 71st minute via Douglas Nene. Then, of course, the Ivorian got a late equalizer, and in the extra time, they managed to add the most important goal that yielded them all the 3 important points, giving them the knockout stages or the quarterfinal slot at the expense of, the semi-final slot at the expense of Mali. So they are making progress. In their last 3 editions, in their history, they've never done so. In their last 3 editions, they've made it into the quarter or the knockout stages. So that is something positive, and gradually they are getting there. Soon they will, finally get the trophy, and they will become one of the countries who have, won the competition because they've done a lot. They produce quality of materials on the shores of Africa, and now they have some of the very best of young talent across Europe.
It's been an interesting game so far. I think Mali have surprised me a bit. Normally when they played against Morocco, you realize that they sat back, then the Moroccans were attacking them. But in this game, I think they've opened up a bit. I think they are playing 5-4-1, and Sinayoko is the only one up there. They just got a counter-attack opportunity. Sinayoko was able to draw past the defender. But I think the Senegalese players were able to cover up very early, and then they got the ball away. I think going forward, they need to open up more. At least, I expect one more attacker to join Sinayoko. Because if he gets a chance and it's a counter-attack situation, he's the only person. So if the Senegalese have two defenders, he's locked up. If he gets past one, the other is there. So I think that's the only challenge for them. Defensively, they've been resilient as we know them. The Senegalese have not been able to penetrate them. The only dangerous shot that has gone in was from the youngster Gay, who couldn't also get it on target for them. So I think the Malians have been okay for me, impressive for me so far. But we expect the Senegalese to unlock their defense before the first half ends.
We expect Senegalese to unlock the Malian defense. Let's see what will happen. But still, Senegal will have to do some defending. Mali, they're whipping the ball straight. Sinayoko couldn't control it. But Benjamin Mendy is there. Edward Mendy, rather. The Mendys are plenty in the game. So the least mistake, you'll be in trouble. And there comes the Senegalese. Kalidou Koulibaly back to Benjamin Mendy again. Mendy will go to Niakite. Niakite building from the back. The Malians are in their goal area ready to defend. But Niakite and Koulibaly, they are defenders who can switch. And there is Diatta. Diarra is also there. Ndiaye inside the box. They whip it back. And the build up to Ndiaye. Ndiaye gets to the first goal. Goalkeeper Diarra fumbled this one. He pushed the ball straight to the feet of Iliman Ndiaye. And Ndiaye gets to the first goal for the Lions of Teranga. Senegal get to the first goal in this game. Iliman Ndiaye plays in the Premier League for Everton. Get to the first goal for the Lions of Teranga against the Eagles of Mali. Senegal 1, Mali 0 after 27 minutes of action in Tangier.
Yeah, finally. And of course, as we all said, it will become a very difficult one for the Senegalese. But they have what it takes to, break them down and also secure the progression at the expense of the Malians because of the quality of materials they have and the form they also have in this year's competition. And clearly, this was, a very difficult moment there. Prevented.
This should have been an easy
situation
for goalkeeper Diarra.
Yes.
You don't fumble. This was a very poor cross from Diarra.
Yeah.
It was a very poor cross from Diatta. Only for goalkeeper Diarra to fumble like an easy ball like that.
He underestimated the power behind the ball.
And then the players surrounding him also maybe frustrated him.
No, that was.
Because I don't know why you lose such a ball.
You don't know why the goalkeeper will fumble such a ball. But for Senegal, they are not going to care whether the goalkeeper made a mistake or not. For them, they've taken the lead. And that will be the most important thing for every Senegalese. Whether you are watching the game from Dakar, Gori, or Saint Louis, the Senegalese are not going to care about Mali. who fancy a quick response? Can they put something before the break? And there is Traore, who picked the ball, who attempt to sprint. Senegal, they've covered. And there is Idrissa Gana Gueye stepping in to stop the Malian attack. Idrissa Gana Gueye, an experienced defensive midfielder. He's being partnered by Habib Diarra and Papa Gueye. He is the one who is benching Ghana's Thomas Partey in Viario. Bissouma, captain for Mali. He will go back to Diaby. Diaby to Kamara. Kamara to Gassama. Bissouma will take it and Sangari will try to find Sinayoko. But so far, it has been a good evening for Niakite. He is about the same height with Sinayoko. So Koulibaly has left the defensive duties for Niakite. And so far, he has been brilliant in dealing with Sinayoko, who is a bully.
Yeah, but he's also physically strong, and he's got a stamina also as well. So that is what is helping him also against the battle between him and Sinayoko. He's playing for Olympique de Lyonnais, and he has been one of the standout defenders in the French League Championnat, especially this season, looking at his ratings for Olympique de Lyonnais game after game. And he has been also a very good partner, partnering the experienced Koulibaly at the back. I mean, this is another partnership that is working so well for, the Senegalese. And going forward, if they are to go through to the grand finale to probably win the competition, the partnership of Koulibaly and Niakite would have to work to perfection. And clearly, so far, they've given us some gist of that.
So far, they've given us a good game. Senegal leading by a lone goal. And I've already told you that Mali have never won a game in a competitive fixture against the Lions of Teranga. But they come again. Amadou Diarra, Haidara Rada, is trying to find Sinayoko. The ball has been cleared out. Back to goalkeeper Diarra. He will be fuming within, because after saving the Eagles against Tunisia, it will be very unfortunate that they will be going out because of a mistake he did, resulting in the goal scored by Eleman Ndiaye. Now Mali coming again. There is some fumbling. Sinayoko and Mali inside the 18-yard box. The Senegalese are calling on the referee. What are the Malians doing?
He felt he was in an offside position, so he had to wait.
But the offside call, but that is not your business. Just go. If you score, there is VAR. So I don't know why no, it was Sangari rather. I don't know why he was hesitant in taking the shots. Because this one, it didn't really look like an offside for me.
Yeah, just put the ball at the back of the net. Leave the rest for the officials.
So
yes.
He felt he was in the position, so he had to hesitate for the other player to come.
This 18-yard box we are talking of.
Yeah,
Put the ball at the back of the net. Yeah. Let's, the officials deal with the decision.
Score and ask questions later. That is the game today. It is very simple. Score and ask the questions later. I can see global music star AFCON at the stadium cheering on Senegal. Senegal coming again. And can India do something that was A good interception by Diaby. Play has been halted. The Malian defender is on the floor, and it is Traore. He didn't land well after challenging Diallo in the 18-yard box. But so far, we've not really seen Diallo and Sadio Mane's impact in this game together with Amadou Haidara of Mali.
Yeah, they are playing against a tougher opposition, a very difficult side to break them down. It is not easy, and looking at how the Senegalese are playing, they are not using the wide areas, they are not using the wingers, the 7 and the 11s, they are not creating from the wings that much. Even if they will cause some problems on the flanks, it depends on a certain Crepin Diatta. And all the attacking threats they've made so far in the game have come from the right-hand side, and Crepin Diatta has had a hand in it. So I think that is what they are doing so far. That is why we've not seen a lot from Sadio Mane. In fact, he's been operating more in the central zone. Most of the time, you will see him in the central zone, unlike being on the wide zone or other areas. So maybe in the second department of the game, because clearly they have some very good players on the bench. There is Ismail Assess and the likes, the Nicolas Jacksons and the likes. These are movable and players who mostly operate from the wings. So currently they are not having these players around, and they are playing to a certain style so far as the first department of the game is concerned. Depending on the results or the outcome of the first half, it will also have an impact so far as the second department is also concerned. So a lot will change in the second half, and I think that even the Malians will also change some tune to their play in the second department of the game, because they also have some couple of attackers on the bench whom they were not given the opportunity to start the game, depending on the initial approach they came into the game with. So a lot is going to change in the second department.
A lot is going to change. But the bad news for Mali is that they've not won a single game in regulation time at this AFCON.
Yeah.
They've drawn all their games.
Yeah.
They've played 4 so far, and they've drawn all of them. And that is not a good thing. They drew against Mali, against Tunisia. It was goalless against Comoros, 1-1 against Morocco, and 1-1 against Zambia. If you are a team coming up against Senegal with this record, I'm not sure it will play in your favor.
And they are also fond of conceding in every single game, exception of their last game they played against Comoros, where the game ended 0-0. So they've been conceding in every single game. They conceded in 2 out of the 3 group matches they played, and also in the round of 16 they conceded also against a certain Tunisia. So, but one thing is also important.
I'll come back to you. Diallo is going again. Diallo facing Diaby, back to his talisman Sadio Mane. Sadio Mane has been brought down in referee Thomas from South Africa has whistled for an infringement against Kamara. It's been difficult for him in attempting to silence Sadio Mane. The Senegalese fans are not happy. They wanted a yellow card.
Yeah.
I don't think that was a bookable offense. It's although it was a foul that deserved to be taken, but then in terms of booking, I think it would be harsh for a booking to be made. Going further, I believe that they will make the necessary changes and then take the right decisions. Yeah, it's so far so good for Mali, but Senegal should be careful. This is a side, as we've read out their record, 1-1, and they've played, they will draw with you, and their ability to stay on in the game and take you to extra time, they are very good at that. So if you are meeting them and you are getting an advantage, you make sure you utilize the opportunities that you get, and then you kill them during the normal time. Because if you are able to get 2-0, 3-0 during the normal period, that means that you've broken them down. And so, yes, so going forward, I believe they should do the right thing and then make sure that they are able to stay on. I hope Senegal gets a goal or more in the game so that they will be assured of getting, progressing to the semi-finals. But if we're holding on to the 1-0 and they are done like that, there could be a last-minute drama, and Mali could come back and drag the game on, which could play in their favor.
The way goalkeeper there is moving, it might be a very long day for him. He needs to be very careful. He nearly committed a mistake that resulted in Iliman in his goal by fumbling the free kick again, but this time around, Kamara was there to clear the ball out of danger. 198 passes for Senegal, 107 for Mali. I can say that since conceding, the Malians have upped their tempo, and now they are stepping out to dominate play, because when it comes to their technicality, Mali can definitely go toe-to-toe with any team on the continent. They have players who are both mechanical and technical at the same time. But they are up against a very experienced Senegalese, and there is Diarra chasing Kamara. He opted to go for safety, and so goalkeeper Diarra was there to pick up the pieces. Mali, Senayoko, good control, finds Bissouma inside midfield. Bissouma to Senayoko again. Now there is Diaby. Diaby was saying that Diaby will go for the long one. So for Mali, they whipping the ball. Where is Senayoko? He couldn't get the ball. Khalid Koulibaly clear the ball out of danger. Now pressure on Senegal from the Malians. Mali now dominating the game, like Kovia was saying. If they decide to play, when it comes to possession, Mali can go toe-to-toe with any team on the continent.
Yeah, they have the quality. It is only that they are playing to a certain pattern, a certain style. They have, their intent coming into this particular game. And this is a new format they are playing under their coach Tom, and that is, also getting them the results. It is getting them the progression. So there is no need at this material moment to change it. But so far as they are down by a goal, and we shouldn't also forget that this is a side they are yet to score a single goal in the first half. They are yet to score. In fact, the earliest goal they scored in this campaign is 60 minutes plus. They've not scored any goal from minute 1 to 60 yet in the competition. And they've shown how serious and dangerous they are in the second half of the game. So we are going to see a lot more from this Malian side going into the second department of the game. We have barely 2 minutes plus of referee's additional time to, get the first 45 minutes done. And in the second half, they will come in very, very stronger. And that is where, the Senegalese too also have some very good players on the bench. So they should be wary of also how they also open up. In fact, the Malians, they are down by a goal, but I think they should stick to their plan. They shouldn't throw all men up front trying to get the equalizer, because you are playing against a very good team, a very good side, quality players, individuals. The little spaces you leave behind, you will get punished. So they should stay and be very cautious. In as much as they are in for the equalizer, they should also be, wary of these Senegalese attackers.
Senegal coach Papi Thiaw replacing the legendary Aliou Cissé. Can he also write his name in gold? Well, we have time to find out. Kempin Diatta on the ball, inside midfield, finds Idrissa Gana Gueye, referee, has stopped the game. Amadou Haidara is currently in agony, calling on the medical team to come to his rescue. But I think that he has been one of the unfulfilled potentials of the continent, because when Haidara started, I thought when he went to Red Bull to RB Leipzig, I think that by now Haidara should have been in the conversations when top teams are looking for midfielders. But for me, he's not really lived up to expectations.
Yeah, he's one of the fine young talented midfielders around, and he has something akin to that of the Senegalese young midfielder Lamine Camara, who is now playing for AS Monaco. He's currently on the bench, and Haidara is a fine midfielder, but he's also not been able to, hit the mark because of consistent injuries. Injuries has been one of the problems for Haidara and RB Leipzig. Now he has been, he's been sold out in the French League Championnat, playing for FC Lens. Even in that particular team, he's struggling to even get a starting 11 in RC Lens, but he's given the opportunity in the national team, and he's playing ahead of other players who are playing week in, week out in their club level. So he's one of the fine young midfielders, but I think that persistence of injuries has not let him hit the higher mark that potentially is ahead of him.
Senegal nearly getting the second, but the goal post has come to the rescue of Mali, because Malik Diop nearly got to the second after he was set up by Sadio Mane. Idrissa Gana Gueye is also down. The game is not flowing because dangerous tackles are flying in left, right, center. And that was the chance for Malik Diop. Okay, it was a save by goalkeeper Diarra. It would have been 2-0.
Yeah, that was a very good taking shot there to have tried the goalkeeper Diarra in post, and clearly he also came out to, get the ball off the post. I think that was a good try from him.
That was a good try. We've done about 2 minutes out of the additional time, and Mali might be in trouble. Mali might be in trouble. Amari Traore has been sent off for a dangerous tackle. I think it was a second yellow card offense for the tackle on Idrissa Gana Gueye. That was very reckless.
Yeah. In fact, the disciplinary level of the Malians is also something that they would have to take a look at, because in the competition, after the group stage, the round of 16 to date, they've received more cards than any other team in the competition. They've received more cards than any other team in the competition. Yellow cards, they are topping. Red cards, they are topping. And this is even the first start for Amari Traore.
No, the red card is for Bissouma, rather. Bissouma, yes.
Bissouma, right.
Bissouma. The captain of the Malians, Bissouma. For 2 yellow cards, one in the 23rd minute against Diallo, and another in stoppage time against Idrissa Gana Gueye. He still believes that the tackle on Gana Gueye was not a yellow card offense. Referee Thomas believes it is the right call. And for the second consecutive game, Mali will end the game with 10 men. But the big question is that they did it against Tunisia. Benjamin, can they do it against Senegal?
I doubt. There's a high potential or probability that the Senegalese will easily crumble them if they don't take care, because the tackles keeps coming. And I think the CAF refereeing committee, I think they've cautioned the referee, because there are, in the previous times, you could see that tackles, dangerous tackles going, the referees are soft in terms of issuing cards and being strict in applying the rules. But I think this time around, I've seen situations where even if the tackle is dangerous, but it's not extreme, the players are booked. I think it's good for the game, because here is the case that when the players return to their clubs, they are going to play the most crucial aspect of the season. The Champions League gets into the knockout stages, the leagues get into the, tough phases where you need your players. So if the referees don't protect these players, and then they go back to their clubs with each, that's when the criticisms even becomes more. So I think it's good for the game that when these tackles go in, that won't augur well for the players and for the teams. I think the cards should be shown. But in terms of Mali being able to hold on to the Senegalese team, it will be extremely difficult. You know the Tunisian side. They in the World Cup qualifiers, they were extraordinary side. They came into the competition, we started, and you could see that the Tunisia that we knew in the World Cup qualifiers are not the same Tunisia playing the AFCON. I don't know what's happened. That's why right after they got eliminated, the head coach was dismissed. And it clearly tells you that they didn't have a very good team, solid with cohesion and all that. But I think with this Senegalese side, we know what they've done in the competition. Almost every game, they try to get 3 or more goals. It's just been one game that they do. That's DR Congo, one of the toughest teams in the competition. So it tells us that I think they will easily override them and then hopefully get in.
Lassana Koulibaly also needs to be very careful. Mali, Lassana Koulibaly, he has been pardoned by the referee, so he will not go into his books. Now Senegal coming, Iliman Ndiaye again on his left foot, but he's been pegged back. Can he find his teammate inside Iliman Ndiaye? He's been able to beat his marker. Iliman Ndiaye whipping the ball, and goalkeeper Ndiaye, Mr. Sadio Mane. Oh goodness me! Sadio Mane, he will be disappointed in himself, but he should also credit Kamara for blocking Sadio Mane's attempt. It was Diaby rather, but goalkeeper, yeah, he's having a disastrous day.
Horrible.
Yeah, and looking at how things are also panning out, he's going to, struggle and face a lot of problems from the attackers of Senegal, because now they are down by a man. A lot of pressure will come upon them. They would have to deal with difficult situations, dangerous attacks. Great threats will be coming up against him. So he is now probably one of the players who can, still keep the Malians in the game, manning the post for them. Some of these dangerous threats, powerful shot, and a lot of chances they will consider at the back. So it will lead to him to also do due diligence work in the post to also help keep his side in the game.
All right, so goalkeeper there, if his team is going to stay in this game, so they find an equalizer, I think he will have to do better in the second half, because they are going to bombard him with a lot of attack. It is not easy to hold Senegal when you are a man down. So it will be interesting to see if Mali can pull this one. Amadou Haidara also needs medical attention. He's telling the medical team that there is a problem in his shoulder. Bakr Diatta will take the corner kick through the far end. Goalkeeper there calmly collects the ball, and that will be the final action of the first 45 minutes at the Tangier Stadium. At the end of 45 minutes plus 10 additional minutes, Element in Yari's goal was the decider between the Eagles of Mali and the Lions of Teranga. Senegal's Lions of Teranga. But the bad news for Mali is that they will not be having their captain, Bissouma, in the next 45 minutes. We'll be back for the first half analysis.
Pour un derby également de notre région, parce que c'est un pays que vous connaissez très bien, qui est proche du Sénégal, qui a beaucoup de choses en commun avec le Sénégal. Affronter un pays comme ça dans un quart de finale de Coupe d'Afrique se prépare comment?
Bonjour tout le monde. Bon, c'est un match qui se prépare avec beaucoup de respect face à une belle équipe du Mali, donc avec détermination, c'est sûr. Et on sait quand même, c'est un pays frère, mais demain on sera adversaire juste pour 2 heures, voire maximum 3 heures de temps. Donc voilà, ça sera un match de football. On va rester dans le cadre du football avec beaucoup de détermination. On sait qu'on aura en face une équipe engagée avec un défi physique qui va nous imposer un défi physique. C'est à nous d'être présents et aussi garder nos acquis, parce que c'est une équipe qui a montré vraiment une force de caractère durant les 8e de finale en jouant en 10 et aller chercher cette qualification. Donc qui mérite d'être en quart. Mais nous, on veut continuer notre chemin. On a travaillé surtout sur l'aspect tactique, nos automatismes et notre équilibre défensif et surtout l'efficacité offensive. Donc voilà, et après ce match peut se jouer beaucoup sur le côté mental. Voilà, nous, on va contrôler nos émotions et surtout la concentration et pour essayer d'aller chercher pour se qualifier pour les débuts, Inch'Allah.
Pape, vous semblez prendre beaucoup de plaisir dans ce tournoi, dans cette compétition. Et avec vos coéquipiers, qu'est-ce que vous vous êtes dit pour mieux aborder cette rencontre face au Mali qui est quand même cruciale pour votre équipe?
Bonjour à tous, j'espère que vous allez bien. C'est vrai qu'on prend énormément de plaisir. Avant chaque match, chaque entraînement, on écoute vraiment les consignes du coach. Donc je pense qu'on doit continuer sur notre lancée, c'est-à-dire juste faire ce qu'on sait faire, c'est-à-dire de jouer au football, de mettre du rythme. Et je pense que face à cette équipe du Mali, il faudra continuer à faire de ce qu'on fait de bien. Et voilà.
Question? Vous avez le micro?
Bonjour coach, Babacar Faye, BBC. Alors je voulais savoir, vous connaissez un peu le contexte du derby sous-régional. Est-ce que pour un entraîneur, est-ce qu'il y a un risque que ce contexte-là puisse prendre le dessus sur l'aspect tactique, sur le jeu?
Bonjour Babacar. De toute façon, on sait que ça sera un match difficile parce que quand même, on sait que c'est un derby. Et tout à l'heure, Ali lui a dit ça. Donc, il y a beaucoup de choses qui font que le Mali et le Sénégal, bon, c'est des pays frères. Moi, aujourd'hui, que je suis moitié malien, moitié sénégalais. Mais après, je suis professionnel. Je suis à 1000% là pour le Sénégal, parce que je suis le sélectionneur du Sénégal. Avec le contexte de ce match, on sait un derby, ça se gagne. Et surtout si on veut aller loin, et nous, notre objectif, on le sait, on va aller le plus loin possible dans ce tournoi. Et face à une équipe comme le Mali, on sait que ça ne sera pas du tout facile. Mais après, c'est à nous de mettre tous les ingrédients de notre côté pour aller chercher cette qualification.
Par ici. Pape Djibril, tu t'es réveillé au bon moment.
Je t'ai fatigué, merci. Alors, donc, il a déjà fait la présentation. C'est Pape Djibril Gaye du quotidien Soursoir, PDG du magazine Score 221. Alors, coach, nous allons jouer un match vraiment très, très important, une place en demi-finale, face à une équipe vraiment très athlétique. Tout à l'heure, le coach a dit que c'est une guerre. Hein, il va vers une guerre. Alors, qu'est-ce que vous répondez? Oui, le coach malien, bien évidemment. Qu'est-ce que vous répondez face à cette déclaration? Merci.
Bonjour Pape Gibril. Pour moi, c'est un match de football. C'est pas une guerre. Le Mali et le Sénégal, ça peut pas être une guerre. Je pense que nous tous, assis ici, si on n'a pas de parents maliens, ou bien les Maliens, ils n'ont pas de parents sénégalais, ils ont un voisin malien. Donc je ne pense pas qu'on peut pas parler de guerre. Nous, on reste dans le cadre du football. On sait ce qu'on sait faire. On va essayer de le mettre en place et demain, espérons que ça va marcher. Voilà. Après moi, je ne peux pas. C'est comme aujourd'hui, on me dit de choisir mon père et ma mère. C'est difficile parce que ma mère est du côté du Mali et mon père est sénégalais. Donc, quand on parle de guerre sur un match de football, je préfère ne pas commenter.
Allez-y.
Nigli, Eric Fav TV. Coach, bonjour et bonjour à vous tous. Le coach malien a aussi déclaré qu'il attend même à aller au-delà des 90 minutes, voire même les 120 minutes. Est-ce que aussi, du côté du Sénégal, vous êtes préparé pour aller au-delà, bien sûr, des 120 minutes?
Oui, c'est sûr, tout peut se passer dans ce match. Hein. C'est un match à éliminatoire direct. On sait que ce n'est pas comme les matchs de championnat où on peut faire match nul et prendre un point. Donc il y aura une équipe éliminée et une autre qui se qualifie. Donc nous, on est préparé à tout. Donc voilà, après on sait que c'est un match, tout peut se passer. Et nous, c'est à nous de mettre tout ce qu'on a travaillé ce jour du match et rester concentré, engagé pour aller battre cette équipe du Mali.
Ça va, combat à la dame.
Bonjour, c'est Koumba Diakhatemar de la télévision sénégalaise. Alors, coach,
on ne vous entend pas, Koumba.
Oui, alors coach, le Mali a montré une grande résilience lors de son dernier match, précisément contre la Tunisie, réduit à 10, ensuite mené 1-0 et finalement l'équipe malienne s'est qualifiée. Comment votre équipe se prépare-t-elle à affronter une équipe dotée d'un tel mental, d'une telle force de caractère?
Oui, c'est sûr que si on regarde sur le match précédent du Mali, ils ont montré une preuve de caractère, une preuve de solidarité, de jouer à 20-25 minutes du début de la partie pour jouer le reste du match jusqu'à 120 minutes à 10 et tenir face à une belle équipe aussi de la Tunisie qui n'arrête pas de montrer aussi des bonnes choses. Donc ça veut dire que cette équipe, il y a une solidarité. Donc nous, on est préparés, on a travaillé sur nos automatismes, comme je l'ai dit tout à l'heure sur la première question, et essayer de garder nos acquis et surtout l'équilibre défensif et surtout l'efficacité devant le but, parce que quand même on est une équipe qui se procure beaucoup d'occasions de but, et ce jour-là, je pense qu'il faut être clinique, parce qu'on aura en face une équipe qui a faim, qui a envie de nous éliminer, et nous, on va continuer notre chemin, et on sait que là, on va aller.
Back from that break, let's get back to the studio and then speak to the guys. Somebody is saying I hate Mali players, but first 45 minutes, India is goal, Bisuma's red card. Now let's talk about the goal. That run from Kripin Diatta and what he has been doing throughout the first 45 minutes. And that's blender from goalkeeper there and then they go.
Well, I mean, he's been one of the dangerous players for Senegal in the first department of the game, slotting in some incisive and accurate crosses into the 18-yard of the Malians. He's caused them a lot of problems on their left side of the defense. And he has been one of the key members. No wonder the goal came from the right-hand side where Kripin Diatta operates, and that cross into the 18-yard box, that goalkeeper Diarra couldn't, handle the ball, and of course Senegal eventually slotting an easy ball into the back of the net that are giving them the most important goal after the first half. It was a good game for them. They had in the first half dominated play in terms of seeing the ball more, and also in terms of chances created in the first half, they had a better share. And fortunately for them, they registered a goal and also getting a lot of fouls from the opposing players led them now. They will go into the second department of the game with a man advantage. That will also play on their advantage to, have total control and dictate the pace of the game and also cause a lot of problems for the Malians. So it's all been good for the Senegalese, but a very hectic time for the Malians, and a very huge 45 minutes in the second half for the Malians to make good use of the little opportunities they will be having in the game, and to also find a solution of curtailing the attacking threat of the Senegalese going into the second department of the game.
All right, let me come to you, Ben.
So far, so good for the Malians. It's unfortunate that they are down by a man. That's due to their inability to discipline themselves on the pitch. And this is a high-profile game. Stakes are very high, and both teams are battling for who goes through to the semi-final, which is very crucial for each of them. But I believe the Malians, Tom Sentien, should speak to the guys to calm down, know how to approach the referee in terms of infringements, and then how to go in for tackles. Because if you keep going with these indecent tackles, I think the referee, you are giving the referee the opportunity to show you card, and which has already caused them by a man down. And if, per what I'm seeing, if they don't discipline themselves in the second half, we have to see more of such incidents happening, and which will, in the long run, cause them their slots in terms of qualifying to the semi-final. So yes, Tom Sentien has but he has proven in this competition that even when they are a man down, he's able to galvanize the boys, bring them together, boost their morale, and then they have the mentality that it's not over, even if you are a man down. Because what they did against Tunisia, although they are not a formidable side as compared to Senegal, but I think what they did shows something, that yes, they have that monster mentality in terms of playing. So if they come to the second half with the same mentality, Senegal are not able to add more goals, I think in the dying embers of the game, there could be a drama, a twist in the game, which, I don't know, it may favor any of the sides. So I think Senegal in the second half, I expect them to push more men forward. Now they are a man down. They are very aggressive. So in terms of penetration, it's been very difficult for them. You've not had one-on-one chance in terms of goalkeeper one-on-one. Those chances you've not had. I've not seen, even if you've seen one, I think it's not been many. I think they should be able to push more men forward. They are man down, so probably they will be shot in one way or the other. Push more men forward. Even if there's a counter, you still have your defense to cover up for you. Sanayoko has been left up front. You said when he started it was a 5-4-1 Sanayoko up front, but I think after the goal they switched. I think 4-4-2, one player joined Sanayoko. So you could see that when they attacking, you could see more players in the final third, which really helped them. So if they are, because of the card, maybe there might be a tweak in the system, which maybe, but I think 2 players up front would help them. Then maybe they try to get the player missing should be, if midfield, fine, because the defense they can't afford the quality the Senegalese have. You could see Sadio Mane coming into the game, gradually growing to the, I don't know, this one I don't know, I've not seen much from him. The Sadio Mane that we knew in the 2021 when they won the AFCON, this is not the same Sadio Mane. We know where he's playing now, Saudi Arabia, as with Cristiano Ronaldo. His performance hasn't been seen, but I think with his experience, when the going gets tough, he can come in and then salvage the side. So yeah, both sides, Senegal, they should do their best to kill the game by 70th minute. They should have 80th minute. Before 80th minute, they should have the second. Because if the Malians are able to control them, so the 80th minute, then they begin to gain confidence. And when they grow in confidence and they are attacking, it becomes very dangerous. So yes, I expect a very tough second half, but Senegal definitely should take the lead.
All right. So Lawrence, are you expecting any names in the Malian midfield? Because now it will be Lassana Koulibaly in the middle alongside, let me see, Aliou Dieng. Are you expecting any addition, or Haidara can just switch to the midfield and then it will be okay?
I think Haidara would have to even pave way for a fresh legs in the second department of the game, because he's feeling some discomfort, and I think going into the second department of the game, you cannot afford to have players who are not fully fit battling it out with this Senegalese. So I will be expecting a change could be made so that another Musa Doumbia will also come in to, help the midfield. So 4-4-1 formation will be perfect. Having 4 at the back, 4 in the midfield, then Sinayoko will also battle things out with the central defenders of Senegal. So I think a change will do for this moment. One change in addition to the midfield, then 4-4-1 formation straight. I think it will be better for the Malians.
All right, so let's go back to Tangier Stadium. Playing positions have switched. Senegal now playing from left to right on commentary position, whilst Mali will be attacking on my left. So far in the competition, they've never conceded more than 1. And for Senegal, it was only DR Congo who prevented them from scoring more than 1. So let's see if the Malians can protect their record by now. Senegal is coming again. And there is Drissa Ghana guy. He will switch up play to his right-hand side to Ndiaye. Ndiaye back to Kripin Diatta, the creator of the opening goal. Senegal now dominating with short and long passes inside the 18-yard box. And is that Diarra? He will decide to go for a carpet cross, but he was blocked by Kamara. Teranga Lions are now not ready to allow the Malians to breathe. So they are going all out in the eye again to Kripin Diatta. Idrissa Gana guy will pick up the pieces in the midfield. Diop back to Ghana guy. And possession has been lost now. They will have to do some defending. Mali now coming. Kamara too. Kamara will pick the ball again. And there is Mali. Also, even with the man down, trying their possible best to keep possession. And there is Gassama and Koulibaly couldn't get the final touch. And so Mendy will pick up the pieces. Senegal back starting. Mali, they've just decided not to press Senegal high on the pitch. But they are going to deal with them in their own half. Niakite to Diop. Sadio Mane will pick it up. Sadio Mane, there's runs inside the 18-yard box. And who is there? A good cutback. And Senegal still in possession. Idrissa Gana will go for the long run. And also brilliant save from goalkeeper Diarra. Brilliant save from goalkeeper Diarra. Senegal will get a corner kick. I said it that in the second half, he will have to be at his best to keep his team in the game.
Yes, because a lot of balls will go at the back of the net, and you would have to curtail all this pressure and attacking threats from the Senegalese. A lot of this more will be happening in this very half. So he should stay cool and be of himself, so that a lot of these situations he will be able to aid his side.
The corner kick. Possession, they've wasted the corner kick, and now they will have the Malians. Mali, possession has been won by Idrissa Gana again. Brilliant pass inside the midfield. And there is Dian. Sadio Mane to the far left. He will try to cut in And there is Diop giving him the ounce. But that was some brilliant defending from Diaby to make sure that Diop will not be able to control the pass from Sadio Mane. And even though the attempt from Ghana guy went straight to the goalkeeper, he had a lot of bodies in front of him. So nevertheless, that is a brilliant save. And Edouard Mendy also nearly gifted a goal to Lassana Koulibaly, but his reflection was quick. And that is why he was able to save the situation.
Yeah, he was too quick to have, gotten the second ball. And that was a very good incursion there made by the Malians in the early start into the second department of the game. And they will do so. I think they will have more men at the back trying to soak the pressure from the Senegalese and also hit them on the counter break, because the Senegalese will come out trying to get a second important goals, and they are still pushing for the second goal, because whenever they get a second goal, they will be, more secure, having, 2 goals up. If the worst case scenario, a consolation for the Malians, they will still be through to the next round of the competition. They know the insecurity of having a goal up in a 90 minutes game. So that is why they are putting in a lot of energy to get a second important goal. And that will also help them so much. The moment they get a second goal, it depleted the side, the Malian side. It will be very difficult to come back, because the moment they also try to get a consolation, there will be spaces, and they are also shot by a man. That would also open a lot of vacuum for the Senegalese to also operate. Then the goals will follow. So it's been a very good tactical point from these two sides, trying to manage the situation. The Malians are managing the situation not to have considered the second goal, and of course the Senegalese are also trying to get a second goal to, secure their victory. So it's a very good technical game we are watching.
Very good technical game we are watching at the Tangier Stadium, Mali. This will be their 15th appearance in the African Cup of Nations. They first made an appearance in 1972, the same year that they qualified for the finals, but unfortunately, they lost to Kinshasa. Now Congo, no, Zaire rather. Now Congo. They lost to Congo by 3-2. And that was the last time Mali ever made it to the grand finale of the AFCON. But when it comes to semi-finals, in the last 30 years, they've been in the semi-finals 4 times. 1992, 94 rather, and there is Mali. They need to be very careful, but the referee comes to their aid. And Diaby is in pain. It is Traore rather. And there was some push from Diop. But I think that this is going to a dangerous tackle. Maybe
how he landed.
Yes, how he landed, and then the worst might be a yellow card.
I doubt, even yellow card.
Yes,
I doubt.
I think the referee should caution him, speak to him, and go in for such tackles. But yeah, he could have prevented that in a way going in. So yeah, we're talking about a substitution. I think Mali are making a substitution to reinforce their team. You know, when we started, Senegal have been soaking the pressure on the Malians so far. And if they are able to...
will not be able to continue the game. He will be replaced by Douglas Nene or Nene. I think that Nene will be better than Nene.
That's Nene. You have Nene in Ghana.
Nene Krobo.
Nene will replace Amadou Haidara. I think he's still suffering from the shoulder. But the interesting aspect of this one is that they both have the same national colors. So it's been difficult differentiating the Malians from the Senegalese.
Yeah, rightly so. And they look alike too.
Yeah.
Like, comprehension, everything, they look alike. Well, this is quite a good change from my side, because Nene will give you that offensive threat, and he will give you that pace also. He's so swift in terms of one-on-one. You will see him there taking off his marker. So he will give you a lot of, things going forward in the third department of the game. So I think he's one player who can also cause a lot of problems for the defensive line of Senegal. And let's see what he also has under his belt for the Malians in this very half. The little opportunity he will also get in the final third, and also from the midfield. We will see how things will go for Nene for the Malians.
Yellow card in the second half to Habib Diarra of Senegal. He's the second Senegalese who has been booked tonight, after Papa Gueye was also booked in the 29th minute. Now Senegal on the defensive side, then they're whipping the ball straight inside the 18-yard box. And who is there? Good save from Benjamin Mendy. But a very poor ball from Kamara.
Extremely poor.
Extremely poor from Kamara. But a fantastic save from Benjamin Mendy. Oh my goodness. Very poor ball from Kamara. He will be disappointed in himself.
This is the second time he's gotten the opportunity in the 18-yard box. This is the second time. In fact, the first 2 minutes into the second half, he had similar, and that was a feeble one. And look at this situation as well. He had all the time to, go for a powerful, drive. And this is another opportunity they've wasted.
They whip in a corner kick, and Kalidou Koulibaly trust him to deal with set pieces. But they are not out of the woods yet. Mali, they're whipping another ball. Koulibaly is there. And the ball has been cleared out of danger now. Mali needs to be very careful. The arrow. Oh, good play. The arrow wanted to use his youthful exuberance to bully the Malian defender. But Kamara. It is Diaby rather. Diaby was there. And good interception from Krépin Diatta. Mali. Now, they are coming, they are stepping out. It doesn't really look like they are a man down. Senegal also cautious because they know what the Malians can do. Good interception from Gassama. Gassama to Nene. Nene to Sinayoko. Gassama and Nene, poor ball from Nene Bat. He's introduced some energy to the Malian attack. Now Lassana Kamara is doing a lot of box-to-box run. But in the second half, we've not really seen much from the marksman Sinayoko. But there is a Senegalese, Niakite to Kalidou Koulibaly. He didn't go. He opted for Sadio Mane instead. Sadio Mane to Diop. Diop will go back to Niakite. He's up. Sadio Mane. There's Diallo lingering around. Krépin Diatta couldn't pick it. There is instructions. But the Senegalese inside the 18-yard box. Good play, Krépin Diatta. Now he's whipping the ball straight to who is there? Nobody. Nobody is there to connect to the pass from Sadio Mane. That was some good one too from Krépin Diatta and Sadio Mane. But Mali now turning defense into attack very swiftly. But guess who was there to stop the attack? Krépin Diatta.
Yeah, I like the energy level of the two teams. In fact, as you said earlier on, it doesn't seem the Malians are down by a man. In fact, how they were playing in the first department of the game, the same thing they are, applying in the second half. And they've even improved in terms of their attacking play. And they are doing so well. Whenever they hit on the counter break, they look so dangerous. And I think the Senegalese should be very wary of them. If they are not getting the needed second security goal, there shouldn't be any way, leaving spaces and also allowing the Malians to create a couple of chances against them. Only that they've not been able to, do the needful and also be that incisive in the final third. Because as Mali, you are down by a man, you are playing against a very difficult side already, team with quality and form. It will be very difficult to penetrate through. It will be very difficult to create as many of chances against them. So the little 1-2 opportunities you made good use of, that is the Malians' problem now. All the good incursions they've made, they couldn't make any good opportunity out of it.
Another good save from Benjamin Mendy, but Gassama has already been flagged. Yellow card to Habibou Diallo of Senegal, and Diallo has been taken out of the game. He will be replaced by Papi Sis, and Papi Gay has also been replaced by Lamine Camara. So two Camaras on the pitch. Lassana Camara plays for Mali, and Lamine Camara, he's the young star everybody has been talking about. He was brilliant in the first half, but no, it is not Diallo who has been replaced. It is Habib Diarra instead, the midfielder. He has been replaced by Lamine Camara. These two changes from coach Papi Thiaw.
Yeah, I was rather anticipating to see, a white winger in this particular game from the Senegalese point, but he has introduced two additional midfielders to solidify and have total control in that midfield, because I think having possession is another way of defending. So he has introduced fresh legs, players with fresh energy to also come on to effect the game on a positive note for the Senegalese. Maybe we are entering into the 70th minute. That is where we will see the likes of Nicholas Jackson, the likes of Ismail Essais, also bringing on their pace and how swift they are to cause some problems for, the Malians. So for now, per the changes, it is coming to, maintain possession and trying to win every ball in the middle, and also providing that shield in between the defense and also the attack, and curtailing every attacking threat from the opposition.
63 minutes of action inside Tangier. Now Senegal Papi Thiaw 2. Sadio Mane. Mane is drifting inside. Diallo back to Papi Thiaw. Diop Rada. Idrissa Gana Gueye will pick up the pieces in the midfield. He's been pressed by Kamara, goal scorer in the eye. Oh. It was a good 1-2 from Gana Gueye and in the eye, but he mistakenly tripped Gassama, and the referee was not going to allow that.
Yeah, that was a good 1-2 pass from these two players, and the next action in line was for him to have, lifted the ball, crossed the ball into the 18-yard box of Mali to see whether there will be a player to, put the ball at the back of the net. So that was brilliantly done there, but it was rather unfortunate. He had a touch on the Malian player, and the resultant is a foul.
Resulted in a foul, and the referee was right there. to ensure that justice was done. Mali, Coach Tom St. Fritz, when it comes to defensive organization, but compared to his Gambian team, this team, a lot of yellow cards.
Yeah.
Now there is Sadio Mane at the edge of the box. He'll go for the kill. And that is another brilliant save from goalkeeper Diarra. Sadio Mane is shaking things up at the stadium. Brilliant strike and a good save by goalkeeper Diarra to keep the score at 1-0 after 68 minutes of action.
This is what we expect from the big boys in the game. Mane, Firmino, Salah at Liverpool. This is what he churns out when the game is very difficult for his side. And I believe that just the goalkeeper, he's really improved this season in terms of shot stopping. He's been brilliant. And if he keeps it up, I think it will help the team.
The corner kick has been taken quickly. And who's there? Another brilliant save from goalkeeper Diarra. He really came. He really came to work in the first half. He was a bit
nervous.
But in the second half,
yeah,
3 brilliant saves so far in the second half. And without him, it would have probably been 4-0 by now. But that was a brilliant header from Sis and a brilliant save from goalkeeper Diarra. That was a brilliant header. But then their goalkeeper comes to their rescue again.
Yeah, and as we said before the start of the second half, you'll be one of the busy, guys around. And so far in the second half, he has manned the post so well. Trying everything possible in between the two sticks to still keep his side in the game, still make sure he prevents every attacking threat from the Senegalese to have found the second goal. He has done justice to that. The little things done is for the central defenders and the other midfielders to also make sure they do a lot of decent job at the back, because how many times will the goalkeeper come into the aid of the club? When it continues like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, the next one they might not be lucky. They will find the back of the net. So he has done his bit. He's trying to still keep the team in the game, and the other players would have to also do so to prevent such situations to even happen in the first place, because they are giving a lot of room for these Senegalese. Look at that powerful header from Papisis. It was unmarked, and this is something the defenders, the midfielders would also have to man-mark the Senegalese players to also make sure they did not give them any room to also operate, to test the goalkeeper, because for how long and how many times will the goalkeeper trying to save situations like this? One, he might not be lucky or fortunate enough, and it will get into the back of the net. So I think that collectively they have done so in all the games they've played, and now they are also trying. But going forward, I think they would have to do a lot more. If there is any change for the coach to also effect, it will be possible now that we are almost into the 70th minute, going into the 80th minute. We are getting into the tail end of the game, and it will be of good to introduce some new legs, fresh legs, players with good energy to also come on to affect the game positively for Malians. They have a lot of problems to solve in this particular game, and looking at how time is also running, they will have to do something fast to make sure they get a needed equalizer. It won't come as easy at all. They would have to fight and fight and fight, but still, and they are of belief, looking at even their supporters, even Coach Tom, you look at his demeanor, even the players, clearly they have that never say die spirit. They have that, what they've done before. Against Tunisia, we did it, we can still make it. So clearly they are not leaving anything on 10 at all, and clearly looking at how they are also still keep on fighting. If they are continuing like that, and they would have to be more also decisive. That is the whole thing. Chances they will have 1 or 2, but the final execution is what is led to them. So I think they are still have themselves in the game. 20 more minutes plus of referee's additional time is huge in football. Anything can happen as the game proceeds.
20 more minutes. Diakite Gassou has replaced Aliou Dian. But there is still Mali. Now they are pressing Senegal in their own goal area. But can they beat the press? Of course, they do it with cheeky ease, because this is what they do, and this is how they do it. Idrissa Gana guy, brilliant so far in the midfield. Koulibaly finds Diop again. Sadio Mane is going up for the overload on the left-hand side. He's been forced by Diakite to go back to his captain, Khalid Koulibaly. Koulibaly, so trust. Diop to go. Sadio Mane inside. He was trying to find the youngster Diallo. Diallo couldn't get to the ball. The Malians need to be very, very careful.
Discipline. Unnecessary.
Indiscipline is too much. It is Diaby complaining to the referee. That's... Oh my goodness.
You don't take such action. Don't referee. Go and lodge your complaint. You have your captain. Lodge your complaint. Use the proper channels. You've been
the
punished.
captain himself.
Okay. You've been punished already, so you have to be, very careful with your approach. It's very unnecessary. He was lucky to have gone.
Chelsea's version of a national team.
Oh my goodness.
They are representing Chelsea in the AFCON.
The discipline in the Chelsea team is different level. It's like it's a must for them to end every game with a man down. But then let's go. Nene has lost possession, and Mali needs to be very careful. By Kamara was quick to intersect the ball and give it to goalkeeper Diarra. But Diarra's long range pass was intercepted by the Senegalese, who are now starting to build again. Niakite to Idrissa Gana Gueye. Gay to Diop. Diop has been very effective for Coach Papi Thiaw. And Benjamin Mendy, what a good passing. Now Senegal going again. Mali needs to be very careful. And who is there? It is Krépin Diatta. Krépin Diatta against Gassama finds Iliman Ndiaye on his left foot. Back to Gana Gueye. Senegal making things very difficult for Mali. Krépin Diatta going again. And Ndiaye was trying to give him options on the right-hand side. The ball is back in the midfield. Papi Thiaw wanted to go to Sadio Mane. And who is challenging? Oh my goodness. The idea was good by the execution from Gana Gueye. It was Kamara Rada. I think he scored a very brilliant goal against Botswana. Kamara, his attempt was way off target. Additional 2 changes for Senegal. 2 more changes for Senegal.
I think the Senegalese are obviously looking for the second goal to be secured.
Iliman Ndiaye has been taken out. Also, Habibou Diallo has been taken out and will be replaced by Sherif Ndiaye, and also Ibrahim Mbaye, who will replace Iliman Ndiaye.
They are obviously looking for the second goal to secure a win, but it's been very tough. I'll give credit to them, Malians, because defensively solid in terms of going up front. So far, they've not shown any sort of being tired or exhausted. Very, very energetic, going in for the tackles, counter, they are there. So I think it's just that the Senegalese coach is looking for ways and means to reinforce his side to get the second goal. But all credits to goalkeeper Diarra. Absolutely brilliant, fantastic saves from him. And he is the reason we are still having the 1-0 lead for Senegal. Otherwise, it could have been more. I think he is looking for the second goal. So once they get the second goal, he knows that they are safe. But with this Malian side, when the few chances that they've had, if not Mendy's individual brilliance in terms of saving some shots and all that, the game could have been leveled. So if we enter into the 80th minute and they are still struggling, and I think it's a problem for the Senegal. Although they can win, but it's very shaky for them. Looking at how the Malians attack and their ability to penetrate and then create some chances. But if they get an equalizer, I think it will really help them. And Senegal don't want to play extra time in this game because you are going to the semi-finals, going to face, one of...
And there is Senegal in there, going again, Senegal, 1-1, another brilliant save from goalkeeper. Yeah, and a very poor attempt.
Super poor. Super
by
poor.
Papi says,
Super poor.
1v1 with the goalkeeper.
Super poor.
And he showed exactly why he plays in midfield. This is a typical example of symbolic performance.
You see, the game is still a difficult one for Senegal, and they shouldn't take a delight in the only lead they are having now, and also playing against a team who are a man down. You cannot afford to, squander this opportunity. Look at this situation. You had every time. You had every time to, just put this ball at the back of the net. Just double your team's lead. And how many times will you get this opportunity again? It doesn't come that many. It will be a very difficult one. And no.
It will be a very difficult one. Senegal, if they blow this one, they will be very disappointed. They've created numerous opportunities, but goalkeeper Diarra has also been up to the task in making sure that his team will continue to stay in the game.
We've said it on several occasions. It's the reason that the scoreline remains 1-0, and Coach Thompson still have the confidence or they believe that they can still come back into the game. But yeah, the Senegalese, some chances you don't expect the caliber of players that they have. You don't expect to miss some chances that they get. It's very disappointing. And I believe the coach would be highly disappointed in them and go, if they qualify and they go into the semi-final, he needs to speak to the players. Can't, miss some of these chances. Very disappointing at this stage. But yeah, the Malians are pressing for the equalizer. The Senegalese are also pushing for the security goal. So it remains within the last 10 minutes in the game will be very, very interesting and fascinating one to look out for.
Approaching the 80th minute mark, Mali still down. But based on the chances we've seen so far in the game, this is not a true reflection of the game. It should have been a game where we see more goals. But in the second half, both goalkeepers, especially Diarra, has been super. And Senegal coming again, Mbaye is being forced to go to his right, back to Crepin Diatta. Papi says, the man who just squandered 1v1, if Mali gets an equalizer, it will be on him that his team is not ahead by 2 goals. Senegal wins another corner kick. Diaby produce a good block. But they will have another. Mali, 3 red cards in 5 games. That is not a good record. Crependiata has taken over the corner kick duties from Sadio Mane, whipping the ball straight, and there is no Senegalese player there. The ball is still in the goal area. Mali needs to be very careful. But they are lucky they managed to get a foul in their favor.
Yeah, it was another moment for them to defend and defend so well to, prevent any attacking threat, to curtail the dangerous attacks from the Senegalese, and they've done so by way of getting a free kick in their own half to, settle down, calm their nerves down, and also start play from the back. And I think they've done so well. They've done incredibly well. 80 minutes of action. It is not easy with the quality of materials that the Senegalese possesses and the quality of individual they have within their ranks. And look at the changes they've made. Even though they are leading by a lone goal to nil, they have made a lot of changes because they have the luxury of players. They have the quality on the bench. So they've made some couple of changes to also affect the game, to also up the tempo of the game. But yet still, this, Malian side, they've been able to still map up a strategy to prevent them, to also, hold them to the only goal they've scored, trying to find movement to also get the equalizer. So far, they've done a lot of good so far as all the departments on the field of play comes to play, because it is not easy defending and trying to create some chances, winning some of the balls in the midfield, battling it all out with this Senegalese till this material time. I think they've done a lot of good job so far as this second half is concerned.
So far as this second half is concerned, 2 new changes for Mali. Lassana Sinayoko has been replaced by Toure El Bella. Lassana Koulibaly has also been replaced by Mamadou Doumbia. Could this be the 2 changes that tilted the tide in favor of Mali?
Well, bringing on, 2 center forwards and a midfielder clearly tells you the intention of the coach, because even from the start, he started only 1 attacker, having, 5 midfielders, using central midfielders at the wide zone. But now he has brought on Bilal Toure, who is a center forward, Mamadou Doumbia, who is also a center forward, then Doumbia, who is also a midfielder. So he's trying to have more men up front, to players who can also cause problem, players who, when the situation comes, they can finish it off, players with that attacking instincts. I think we will see how things pan out for them with this introduction and this changes that he's made. Whether it's going to work for the Malians on a positive note, or maybe bringing on midfielders would have helped to, still make sure they go toe-to-toe with the Senegalese. I don't know, but time will tell. They have some 7 minutes plus of referee's additional time to make good use of the changes, and also how these changes are going to, affect their play in the last couple of minutes to end the entire game.
All right, so we have about 7 minutes plus additional time, and Senegal will be in the semi-finals again. We'll bring you the other game between the indomitable Lions of Cameroon and the Atlas Lions of Morocco. That will be an interesting game because they both didn't want the Egyptian referee to handle the game. And so CAF decided to listen to the 2 competing teams And so now, referee Beida for Mauritania will handle the game between Cameroon and Morocco. But now there is Mali, Nene whipping the ball. Koulibaly is there. Senegal still doing everything they can. Senegal blowing away the chances. And there is Papi C again. And oh, offside. Mbaye has been flagged. So whatever happened in the box is not going to count.
It's never a foul. It was a situation where he could have hold on to the ball, he handled the ball, push it back, and then try to create. But it was just lazy play, falling in there. It's never a foul.
It's never a foul. Mali will get a chance from the corner kick. Nene will take charge of this one. Is it going to be another late minute equalizer from Mali? Nene whipping the ball straight into the far end. The ball has been cleared back to Mali again. And they lose possession. Now Senegal going. Senegal. And who is that? A very, very poor pass.
Pushed the ball through before.
Senegal wasted the counter-attack. And Sadio Mane will pick it up. Diop send it back to Papi Sis. Sis to Mbaye. Mbaye attempted to take on. Come on again. Papi Sis again. Oh my goodness. Senegal looks like they are not in a mood to score. And Crepin Diate's cross was nearly put them in trouble. Senegal holding on to possession just around the Malian box. But can they find something? Sadio Mane's attempt to find Mbaye inside the 18-yard box has been intercepted. Senegal wins the ball back again. Senegal dominant around Mali's goal area. But can they do the needful and kill this game? Sadio Mane has been forced out of the 18-yard box. Senegal with all the possession inside the 18-yard box, Mbaye again. But he wins a corner kick for the Teranga Lions.
That has been a very good play from the Senegalese, trying to, kill the game, getting into the final minute to end the entire proceedings here. Now, they are trying as much as they could to find an important goal that will, secure qualification to the next round of the competition. But the Malians also knows that they can also cause some magic before the end of the game. So they shouldn't be anyway letting themselves down by way of giving the Senegalese the opportunity to get a second goal. So that has been the battle so far. And I think still 2 more minutes plus of referees additional time. But the Malians are, they've got that resilience. They are very good side. Mentally, they've got that mental fortitude, that fighting spirit, the never say die spirit is what is driving them to this material moment. They are doing so well.
All right, so additional time. Benjamin will take over. Let's see. Additional time. Referees, additional time. Benjamin will take over from the off. Ben, take over and let's go.
And so it's still a tough game for Senegal, trying to get the last goal to kill the game. And the ball goes to Gay. Dribbles past the players, sends a long one to Sadio Mane. But the referee blows his whistle. It's an infringement. And the Malian player has been booked for a foul.
Yeah, clearly that was a foul situation there. And you look at the opportunity where the Senegalese try to, create against the Malians at that material moment, there is nothing you can do than to, foul the player. It's one of the technical fouls in the game. This moment, they still have themselves in the game. He wasn't on any yellow card already. So the first attempt, I think, is good because giving room would have resulted into something else. So these are some of the fouls. Sometimes is good from the player's point of view, and this is what we can, call a technical foul, just to, prevent the other opposition to, cause any problem against them.
A sudden infringement in favor of Senegal. The other sends a long one, but good save from goalkeeper Diarra of Mali. And Malians are surging forward. Long pass, timely intervention from the Senegalese defender. And so Mali pressing for the equalizer. Will they find it? It remains to be seen. A very cagey encounter here in the AFCON quarter-final stage. Senegal are leading by a low goal to 0, and they are cruising into the semi-finals of the AFCON. Mali holding on to the ball. Number 5 shirted man sensing a nice cross. Will we find the cross? If you see the cross all cleared, nice clearance from the Senegalese defender. Pressure upon pressure.
Yeah. I mean,
Senegal.
Yeah, 7 additional minutes. We've done with almost 2, and the next 5 will look more dangerous for Senegal. But the Malians have thrown more men in the half of Senegal, and they should also be wary of how the Senegalese, whenever they win the ball, counter-attacking play, how they will be able to defend. It will also be something else for them.
It's a chance for Senegal. Sadio Mane holds on to the ball, sends it across, but cleared by the Malian defender. Shot and hits the post. Senegal nearly found the second goal, but the ball hits the post, and it's still Senegal 1, Mali 0.
I think that Senegal they've been very unlucky with this particular chance, but I also believe that they've been extremely wasteful as far as this game is concerned. It shouldn't have been a game that will go to the wire.
Not at all.
It should have been a game that by now they will just be managing. But then I think that the goalkeeper,
he had a touch.
Yes, he saved the ball. I think that for me, he will be my man of the match as far as this game is concerned. He's undoubtedly my man of the match because of how brilliant he has been. Of course, it was his mistake that resulted in the first goal, but in the second half, his team is still in the game because of him.
Yeah, and it's a free kick for Mali. This could change the nature of the game. They send in across. Can they find a header? No. Cleared by Senegal. And so Mali controlling the game. Mali release the ball. Number 7 shattered man. Sends in shots. But way over the goalpost. It skies the ball. And there's no way that could have been the equalizer. Coach Tom Saint-Etienne urging his players to still remain in the game, never give up, as you said already. It's the mentality of the Malian players, and I believe they still have the confidence, the belief that they could come back. 93rd minute, almost 94th, just 3 minutes to go. Senegal 1, Mali 0, and the fans are cheering on Senegal, who are almost through to the semi-finals of the AFCON. It's Mali control the game now. Selma Snayoko, no, he was not able to get the ball. And Gay with the ball, sends in a long one, and on the wings finds the Senegalese player who brings the ball back was expecting a cross, but couldn't cross the ball, brings it back. They are trying to control the game so that they exhaust the time, and then hopefully they will be able to end the game with a victory. Sadio Mane on the ball. Release back to Gay. Sits on the ball, sends in a long one. Senegal still controlling the game, but Mali are pressing them for possibly the equalizer, but that would be a very dicey one for them. Sadio Mane shot, another save. Diarra. Diarra.
Wow.
He has been the man, the difference between the two sides in terms of the scoreline remaining 1-0. Oh, and the Malian player slips a chance for Senegal. Can they make something out of this? Ghana Gay sends along. Oh no, it wasn't able to reach Sadio Mane. Malian attacking, surging forward. This could be the, but no. Sis fouled him, and so it's a free kick in favor of Mali.
Yeah,
they are not giving up. The Malians are not giving up.
Yeah. Clearly, they are trying their possible best to, end the game on a very high note. As to whether they will be able to get what they are looking forward to, it's going to be really tough for them. We have barely a minute to end the game, and the Senegalese would have to defend this situation so well. If they pass out with this very situation, then they will be through to the next round.
They will be through to the next round. Almost 30 seconds to go. It's a chance for Senegal, but poor control. Very poor control from the Senegalese player, Mali. But no, is it an infringement? The referee blows his whistle. It's in favor of Senegal. The game is almost ending. 20 seconds to go. Senegal 1, Mali 0. They have been dominant throughout the game from the blowing of the whistle, but very unfortunate to get more goals in the game. First half was in their favor, but the second half, goalkeeper Diarra, the man of the moment, keeping the goalpost for them to avoid another goal. But unfortunately, the referee blows his whistle, and Senegal are through to the semi-finals of 2025 Africa Cup of Nations. Sadio Mane and his colleagues will be very proud of their feats, and they've put up one of the best performances in the tournament from the knockout stage, or from the group stage to the knockout stage. The quarterfinal stage, they've been one of the teams that have proven and shown that they could go all the way to win the laurel. At the end of the game, it's 1-0 in favor of Senegal.
All right, so we are done in time. Yes, Senegal are now on course for their 4th AFCON final, and they will be in the semi-finals. But then, who are they going to meet? It will be very interesting. Who would they be meeting? Charlie, we'll go for a quick break. When we come back, we talk about this particular game, and then we start the build-up for the second quarter-final game between the Atlas Lions of Morocco, and then Indomitable Lions of Cameroon. We'll be back with more. at the end of 90 minutes plus 7 additional time. Senegal, Teranga Lions are through to the semi-finals. It is the end of the road for Mali. Let me come to you, Lawrence. Mali are out of the competition. Just quick one on their performance, especially goalkeeper there in the second half.
Well, I mean, it's all been a very good run for the Malians. In fact, looking at how the top giants have prepared themselves for this particular AFCON that is happening currently in Morocco, there wouldn't be any way for Mali to, I mean, make it over the Senegalese. And this is one of the AFCONs, it will go down in history where it's very difficult to, I mean, get the top giant out of the competition. We've not seen any upsets yet in the competition. In fact, throughout from the group stages. And those who were not all that good, but due to the favor of the third best rankings, they had the opportunity to make it into the round of 16. They've also been shown the exit just after the round of 16. And now we are talking about the competition favorites, those who have won it before, those who have...
Because if you even look at the quarterfinal, we had only one outsider. Outsider as in a country that is yet to win the trophy, that is Mali. Senegal, one-time champion. Morocco, they've also won it once. I think the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon, five. Algeria, two. Nigeria, 3. Egypt, of course,
7.
Record winner, 7. Ivory Coast, they are now pushing for their fourth
one.
So it is a competition where the big boys have shown up.
No time for any, I mean, these emerging countries to, I mean, penetrate through or ride over any top tier national team on the continent. And these are national teams with high quality of materials. They have quality of individual players being put together as a collective unit and also performing so well. They've seen it all on the continent. This is a competition, they know it best. And look at how even the Algerians got, DR Congo out of the competition. Another stubborn side, DR Congo. And look at what Algeria did to them. So this is how this year's AFCON will go down in history in terms of the performances of the top teams and also the middle table teams and the emerging national teams on the continent. And Mali, I think they've not let themselves down. In fact, even they should take a delight in today's performance. They've really done well against Senegal. It was rather unfortunate Bissouma's record, of which you can also, blame him that much. It is part of the game. Players sometimes, some are unfortunate situations. Some are not clear intention of, getting a player injured or going in for a hard tackle. Sometimes it becomes unfortunate and you get booked because of the competition's rules and regulations. So they've done a lot of good in this year's competition, and they are a national team trying to also make it into the competition's finals and also win it for the first time. They are yet to win it, and gradually looking at the trajectory from the previous competitions, and in fact, taking off the last 4 AFCONs, they've made progress. The last 4 AFCONs, 2 semi-finals, 2019, 2021, then 2023, 2025 quarterfinals. So they are making progress. The next AFCON, we will see them in the semis. Then gradually, maybe one off, they will go straight away to win it, as Zambia did. And I think that their time will come, and they are also trying. So far as they are trying, and also they are having some of the fine, young, talented players across the globe, of which these are players, they will grow, they will mature enough, they will develop well to, don the shirt for Mali. And so far as the AFCON comes to play, they will find their feet to win it for the first time in their history. Then, of course, Senegal, we cannot say a lot about this national team because they have the quality and everything. And looking at where they are from, 2021 champions, and of course 2023, 2025 champions, quarter-finalists, and this time round they've made it into the quarter-final, the semi-finals again. So it's a very good run of, campaign for the Senegalese. A new manager, Thiaw, taking over from Aliou Cisse, and having what is working well for this manager also is that the momentum was there, and you took over from there. And of course, he's also having some of these experienced players still around and trying to merge them with the young and youthful, talented players. And that is what is working for the Senegalese national team. Every single player given the opportunity try his very best to fight for the badge of Senegal. And that is what is keeping them going. So they are one of the favorites coming into the tournament, and they will always be. So no wonder, and getting the necessary progression over Mali befits Senegal. And going forward, they are going to meet a tougher opposition comparatively to what they've played in the group and also against Mali. So it's been a very good game from both teams. In fact, Mali, they never let themselves down, especially in the second half. And goalkeeper Diarra, I don't know whether the man of the match will be given to him, but he has really, proved his worth and what he's capable of doing in between the two sticks.
All right, so he did a brilliant job for me. I think that my only disappointment was that it seems the man of the match went to Crepin Diatta, who was rated 8.1. But then, unfortunately, I don't know the game, the scorers, I don't know what they watched, but then goalkeeper Diarra was rated 6.9. I think that his rating by that mistake was a 10/10 performance, but it doesn't really matter. They lost the game. We'll be back again for the second quarter-final game between the indomitable Lions of Cameroon and host nation Atlas Lions of Morocco. We'll be back with more.